Stop controlling your dog. Start leading instead. The real challenge isn't your dog, it's how you lead. Dogs don't just follow commands, they follow confidence. They respond to clarity. They trust consistency. Yet, so many of us lead with frustration, doubt, or hesitation, then wonder why our dogs seem anxious, stubborn, or disconnected. But here's the truth: this isn't just about training your dog, it's about transforming yourself. Because true leadership with dogs, people, or in life isn't about control, it's about connection. Put connection in the chat. And be sure to stay until the end because I will be sharing powerful tips to help you embrace your true self today. Welcome to Lead with Purpose, Part 2, where we dive into inspiring rather than controlling. And be sure to search my name to find Part 1 as well, where we talk about how real are you. Hi, I am Ariane Durant, and as a wife, a mother of 4, coach, animal communicator, and dog trainer, I've spent over 30 years helping people break free from limitation, trust themselves, and step into their fullest potential. My approach is simple yet profound. Inspire, not control. Lead with love, trust, and authenticity, and watch everything change. I've seen so many dog owners unknowingly create relationships based on fear, doubt, and uncertainty, leading to miscommunication, behavioral challenges, and stress. And trust me, I've been there too. In 2020, when the world shut down, so did life as we knew it. Suddenly, our home was filled with kids 24/7, endless noise, and the chaos of raising a brand new puppy. It was overwhelming, exhausting, and at times completely unmanageable. But I had no choice. If we were going to survive lockdown with a puppy, my kids had to be involved in training, even when they didn't feel like it. So, one afternoon, my daughter Adina was in the yard, excitedly calling our puppy Joy. But instead of responding, Joy ran in the opposite direction. Adina got frustrated. She yelled, and Joy ignored her even more. That's when I stepped in. I knelt beside her and said, Joy doesn't respond to you yelling, she responds to energy. What if you made yourself more exciting instead? She hesitated. Then she changed her approach. She crouched down, she clapped playfully, and she made herself fun to chase. And just like that, Joy's ears perked up, her tail wagged, and she sprinted toward her. That day, Adina learned a lesson far more powerful than just getting a puppy to come when called. You know, control creates resistance. Inspiration creates action. Commands demand obedience, where leadership invites trust. We can force compliance, but that always leads to stress. But we can also guide with energy and lead with connection. Joy didn't ignore Adinda out of stubbornness. She simply wasn't inspired to follow. Do you feel this? Put a heart in the chat to share some love, because I am sure more people recognize this. So whether it's with kids, dogs, or anyone in life, people and animals don't thrive under pressure. They thrive under trust. When we shift from control to inspiration, everything changes. And now I help others to do the same. There is a leader within you. It's always been there. Put leader into the chat. True leadership isn't about titles, control, or having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself, standing in your truth, and leading with clarity and confidence. You don't have to become someone new. You just have to step into who you already are. So take a deep breath and trust yourself the way your dog already does. Let me share Charlie's story. When we rescued Charlie, he was just 10 months old, athletic, strong, and full of potential. But we were already his 5th home, 5 owners in less than a year. At first, he seemed timid, even grateful, as if he finally had a place to belong. But as his confidence grew, so did his old behaviors. He flinched at sudden movements. He lunged when hands got too close. And he braced himself, always expecting the worst. Charlie wasn't being difficult. He was surviving. And the more we tried to control him, the worse it got. Every correction, every attempt to fix his behavior only deepened his fear, doubt, and reactivity. That's when we realized Charlie didn't need control. He needed safety. He needed trust. He needed to believe that he didn't have to defend himself anymore. So we choose a different approach. Instead of control, we gave him patience. Instead of punishment, we gave him understanding. And instead of force, we gave him leadership he could trust. It wasn't instant, and it was definitely not easy, because fear doesn't disappear overnight. But over time, Charlie learned to trust, not because we controlled him, but because we let him. And this applies to more than just dogs. Put trust in the chat. Let's go from dogs to parenting. Another real life example. On a hectic morning, my youngest son, Pim, was taking forever to put on his shoes. I felt my patience slipping. I almost snapped, "Pim, hurry up! We're going to be late." But I caught myself and I took a deep breath and said, "Hey, I believe in you. Can you show me how fast you can put your shoes on?" His eyes lit up. He slid his shoes on and instantly beaming with pride. Control pressures. Inspiration empowers. Had I forced him, he might have shut down. Instead, he walked out the door confident and connected. This applies to dogs, kids, teens, and life itself. Put a C in the chat for confidence. And let's go from parenting now to business. Leading with trust. A few years ago, I had a team member, Sarah, struggling to meet deadlines. My first instinct? Step in, take control, micromanage. But instead, I paused and asked, "Hey, I've noticed you're struggling. What's going on?" Sarah hesitated. Then she admitted she felt overwhelmed. So instead of forcing compliance, I choose to offer support. This helped to clarify expectations, where we break tasks into smaller steps. I empowered her, reminding her why I trusted her, and I offered guidance, but let her take ownership. By the next deadline, she delivered on time, confident and proactive, because control pressures, inspiration empowers. Put a P from pressure in the chat. I know you recognize these moments in your own life. The frustration, the doubt, the constant need to make everything go just right. But here's the truth. You don't have to control everything to create change. You can let go. You can trust. And you can inspire. And when you do, everything shifts. Trying to control every outcome only leads to stress, frustration, and resistance. True leadership comes from trust, clarity, and inspiration. So are you ready to shift from control to inspiration? Put ready in the chat. All right, here is how. The 5 powerful steps to stop controlling and start leading with inspiration. Are you ready for number 1? Put 1 in the chat. Number 1 is practice mindfulness. Have you ever caught yourself overthinking a conversation or worrying about things outside your control? That's your mind clinging to certainty. Instead, pause, take a deep breath, and focus on what is right in front of you. The more aware you are of when control creeps in, the easier it becomes to let go and lead with intention. Are you ready for number 2? Put 2 in the chat. Number 2 is embrace uncertainty. Think about the last time life threw an unexpected challenge your way. Did resisting it help? Or did you grow the moment you embraced the lesson? Uncertainty isn't the enemy. It's where growth happens. Instead of fearing the unknown, lean into it with curiosity. Are you ready for number 3? Put 3 in the chat. Number 3 is lead by example. Imagine telling your child to be kind while you are snapping at the slow cashier. Actions speak louder than words. If you want trust, be trustworthy. If you want respect, give it. People and dogs, they don't follow commands. They follow your energy, your integrity, and your example. Are you ready for number 4? Put 4 in the chat. Number 4 is encourage autonomy. Did you ever had a boss who micromanaged you every move? How did it make you feel? Probably small, untrusted, and unmotivated, right? Now, imagine the opposite. A leader who trusts you, guides you, and gives you space to figure things out. That's the leader people and dogs want to follow. Trust others and watch them rise. Are you ready for number 5? Put 5 in the chat. Cultivate empathy. So the next time you feel the urge to correct or control, ask yourself, have I truly listened? Everyone carries their own fears, struggles, and stories. So take a moment to understand, to see them from their perspective. When people or animals feel seen, valued, and safe, they don't need to be controlled. They naturally step into trust. True power isn't in control. It's in how you inspire. Trying to control everything leads to stress, frustration, and resistance. But leading with trust, clarity, and inspiration, that changes everything. So, here's my question for you. Which of these 5 steps speaks to you the most? Drop it in the chat. I'd love to hear. I will tell them one more time. Number 1 is practice mindfulness. Number 2 is embrace uncertainty. Number 3 is lead by example. Number 4 is encourage autonomy. And number 5 is cultivate empathy. Now let me ask you something deeper. Have you ever felt like you had to be perfect? Like you needed to have it all figured out? Meet every expectation or prove yourself just to feel worthy? I see you. And I want you to know that you are already enough. Because true leadership, whether it's in life, relationships, or with your dog, isn't about control. It's about connection. Control creates pressure. Inspiration creates possibility. People don't thrive under pressure. They thrive under trust. Leadership isn't about demanding. It's about earning respect through confidence and clarity. So the greatest leaders is not the one who gives the most commands, but the one who inspires the most hearts. Because when you lead with trust, everything shifts. Now take a deep breath. And ask yourself, have you been waiting for permission? Have you been holding back, thinking you're not ready yet? Have you let self-doubt keep you from stepping into the life you truly want? Here's the truth. You don't have to earn your worth. You don't have to wait for permission. You already have everything you need to step into your true power. And when you start living as your real, authentic self, everything changes. You move with confidence. You trust yourself fully. And you feel free to create, connect, and show up in a way that feels right for you. I want that for you. And if you are ready to step into it, I have something to help. Drop real in the chat. REAL, real in the chat. And I'll personally send you 3 powerful ways to start showing up as your most confident, unstoppable self today. This could be the moment everything shifts. With real in the chat. Reconnecting with who you are isn't about becoming someone new. It's about coming home to yourself. Everything you need is already within you. The confidence, the clarity, and the unshakable trust in yourself. You just have to say yes to it. So go ahead, drop real in the chat, and I'll send you 3 simple but powerful ways to step into your true self today. Your transformation starts now. Did you put real in the chat? It's not too late. Real. Authentic leadership is not about being perfect. It's about being real, leading with integrity, and inspiring others through your truth. Thank you so much for being here, and I would love to connect with you.